everybody, it's Justina from Magpie and Mockingbird, and I am putting together my very first swap hosted by Lisa from Leave It to Lisa. She is just the kindest person, and I am so excited to participate in her swap. So I'm packing everything in this 12 by 12 container. My thought was it will keep things safe from getting knocked around and bent and dry. It was really challenging to find a box this could fit into, but I found one. And so I figured I would film as I pack this up. Okay, so first thing is this journal memory book. So it opens like this, and I'm using all Doodlebug Berry Sweet for this. Okay, so it opens like this, and it might look little, but it's actually quite large. So this is a magnetic clasp, and then we have a waterfall with spots to either map photos or journal. And then over here is a pocket with 2 tags, and this pocket actually goes down. And then you have a spot here where you could journal or, tuck something in here. There's a spot here for a 4x6 photograph. And then that opens, and there's another spot for another photograph or journal. And then when you put it back together, the whole thing flips open, and now you have more space to work right in there. And it's a very similar setup on this side. But over here, you have 2 pockets, and there's a journaling card and tags. And then this flips up, and then there are your spots. And then over here, it's similar to that first one. So this flips open. There's a tuck spot. There's a spot here and here. I just love that mouse. And then the entire thing opens for this. All right, so that is the first thing I am going to be packing. Next, this was a tutorial that I modified. So the original is much bigger, and so I modified it to something smaller, and then there were parts of it where I had a hard time, so I modified what was inside it and came up with this. So it looks like this, and it opens like that, and these are both tuck spots, and then it opens again. I just truly love this whole spread. I love the colors. It's Doodlebug. So over here is, your classic waterfall with just the ends decorated. I didn't want too much bulk because this is actually quite bulky. So this little journal spot here, there's a big pocket with some tags, a little spot with tags here, and then these flip individually. So they're pockets that hold tags. You also could journal or map photos here, and then, write about the photo on the tag. I mean, totally up to you. But they go individually, which I thought was really cool. This is actually what drew me to the tutorial. And then another spot with tags and another pocket, and then 2 more deep pockets with tags. And because there is bulk, I'm tying it down with Doodlebug ribbon so that it lays a little more flat than it originally did. All right, so we went through that, so I'll close this up. So this is what I modified. So the original one had like an accordion. I can't do accordion to save my life. I don't know what my deal is, but I can't do accordion. So when you flip it open, it's these photo holders. And when I originally did this, it was a recipe book, so I put recipe cards in here, but these can hold your 4x6 photographs. And so what I did was I just put some decorative brads in there on this piece of 110-pound cardstock and glued it down. To me, this was just easier. And it's got this nice smooth spine now. And then in the back is just another little tuck spot with a tag. And finally is this pocket. If you can see, it's expandable. And it's a magnetic closure, so it opens like this. And then inside I just, you know, added some more tags. But I mean, it's a good size. You could stick a little journal in there. There really are lots of possibilities for that. And then there's magnets here so that when you close it, it, you know, falls straight into place. All right, so there is that. All right, and then in between those, I'm going to put the chapstick. So I bedazzled the front of it. I left the back smooth because I figured if you want it, I wanted it to sit flat. That was my thought. And I decorated the sides. And then I have this fun little ribbon combination here. And then inside, can you see that? Let's see. It says Berry Sweet, and then there is a chapstick inside it. Oh, I'll just pull it open. What am I doing here? There is a chapstick inside it that has strawberries on it, but it's not chapstick. It's actually an eraser. So I was excited about that one. I think that will be a fun surprise that it's a crafting tool inside it rather than chapstick. And don't worry, I included chapstick, real chapstick, but it's in a different item. All right, now let me just seal this back up. Oh. Okay, and this actually tucks right in between those in the box. Okay, let's do another journal. So this is my last journal. This was I followed her tutorial completely. It's Create by Martha Tucker. It's thin, but it holds so much. I feel like the size is very deceiving. I had to be careful. This is the only thing that like pops up because everything about this is very flat. And so I didn't want to add bulk where bulk wasn't supposed to be. So it has these 3 pockets. So it has this deep pocket here and these 2 pockets. So these are actually bookmarks and a writing tag and then 2 little tags. And then over here is a waterfall. And then I only decorated the bottoms again to try to avoid any bulk before people can add photographs, that kind of thing. And then here is a pocket underneath. Okay, and then giant folder over here. And inside I put more bookmarks. And I mean, this pocket is huge. So you could definitely put more in. I mean, you could put a thin notebook in here if you wanted to. So that is this piece. And again, this one is Create by Martha Tucker. And the first one I showed you was also followed step-by-step Create with Martha Tucker. The only one I modified was the middle one. Okay, so let's put that in here. And then, let's do this. Okay, so we needed to do die cuts and sweet treats. So I made this candy box out of die cuts. And then, can you see that? So I made little die cut strawberries and put them on top of the chocolates to make it look like a box of strawberries. Although the Italian in me is sad right now that my partner's only getting 9 pieces of chocolate. So I sincerely apologize to my partner because I feel like that's not enough chocolate and you should get more. All right, put this over here and let's do the purse. Okay, so I made this strawberry purse using KS Craft die cut, and I made this very chunky dangle to go with it. And then when you open it, there are a couple little treasures in here, which I'm gonna pull out carefully and I'll put back in. Okay, so it is vanilla sugar chapstick. And then, is there a name on this? No, it's just this pretty pink nail polish and it's shaped like a bow and the top is shaped like a rose. Isn't that cute? And then the last thing is this keychain that I made with shaker mix. I used the Berry Sweet shaker mix and also a strawberry shaker mix from Michael's that I really like. The Michael's shaker mixes, I feel like they're kind of like marketed more like kiddish, but then when you go in them, they are so chock full of wonderful things. They're just, I think they're my favorite shaker sets, quite frankly. Okay, so speaking of shaker, I made this little teacup shaker and I figure my recipient can use it as, you know, a little embellishment on something, glue it on something, use it as a tag and write. And I have the glitter tool just as a little decoration on it. All right, set that there. Okay, then this is my last, yes, this is my last die cut. So I just did the Berry Sweet die cut and I just decorated this little composition notebook just to kind of spice it up a little bit. So it's just a 3x4 composition notebook that I put die cuts on to make it pretty. All right, what else do I have? Oh, okay, so we had to do a tool. And I got the bead looper. This is amazing. Carolina from Carolina's Crafts introduced me to this in one of her videos. Not me personally, on her video. And it's amazing. So you don't have to wrap your wire. It does it for you. And you literally just put your wire in and pull. That's not pull, push. And it makes the loop for you. And so that's how I did all the dangles on the purse. Was with this. Well, not this one. This is new. With mine. And this is one of those tools that once you have it, you can't live without it. It's amazing. Because I would find that I was starting to like avoid things with beading because I was so stressed about the wiring part. Because I couldn't get it right, or I would bend it funny. Sorry. Apparently I can't talk and pack. I would bend it funny, or when I was younger, I used to get like the real sterling silver eye pins, and they were delicate, and so it would just snap in half in my hands because I would be gripping it so hard. Okay, and then I am doing, okay, so this is the shaker set I was talking about. So this is a new one from Michael's. It's the strawberry one. I don't know if you can see, but I mean, there's strawberries, there's clear little crystals, there's gold stars, there's little red gemmies, there's red and, not stars, sorry guys, the flowers. There's gold and red flowers. It just makes such a beautiful mix. So I am gifting that to my partner. And then the last thing I'm gifting are these puffy stickers. I used puffy stickers throughout this, and I just loved it. I loved how it looked and all the extras it kind of added to everything. So I am gifting this, and it's Reasons to Smile. I love this line. They have a dessert line that I used a lot. It's just bright and colorful and happy. So I am gifting that. And then I have, what do you call it? The shredded pink paper here that I'm going to just kind of, so I love crafting, you guys. I am not good at like the fine detail stuff, like make it look pretty at the end, right? I've always been like this because I like to bake too, and I can bake something that can taste really good, but it looks really ugly. So my thought is though that could keep everything secure. All right. There. Oh, and this is from Target. I can't remember who I saw haul this, but as soon as I saw it, I was like, yes, that is what I need. Okay. And then I also feel like these cases are a good supply to have. All right, a couple more things. So we also needed to do a journal. So I bought this strawberry journal, And then I added this pen set. How amazing are these pens? Look at these strawberry pens in like a little basket. I loved it. I loved it so much. So I am going to include that as well. And then for Lisa, I know she loves puffy stickers and she likes the Maggie Holmes. So I got her 3 things of puffy stickers as a thank you. And then I know she likes to read, so I made her this magnetic bookmark. And then on the back, I just wrote thank you very much. And then, you know, it just opens and then you put like that, you know, to mark your page. All right, so that's everything. This is my first swap. I'm really proud of it, and I hope my recipient loves it. And thank you again to Lisa for hosting this and giving me this opportunity. All right, bye guys.